Hey everybody, welcome back to the Triple Play Podcast. Having to roll solo today. Colby couldn't make it to this one, but we're gonna push through it. And also, before we get started, if you've been coming back to the channel and watching all the videos, you probably noticed this is a new thumbnail. I'd like to give a shout out to Colby's brother Devin. Sick thumbnail, love it, dude. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into it. Thursday night preview. Obviously, y'all know my favorite team's in it, the Bengals. And they're playing the Dolphins, who are 3-0 on top of the world right now. Just upset the Bills last week. Now today, me and Colby have Colby's not here, but he has asked me to tell y'all his score prediction as well. We have both picked the Bengals to win 3-point games. We're gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Colby has it 24-21 Bengals. I've got it 35-32 Bengals. That's how it's gonna play out, hopefully. But in all seriousness, the Dolphins could very easily beat the Bengals, but I really think the Dolphins secondary hasn't been as good this year, and Tua is playing hurt. I've seen reports he's got a back and ankle injury, and I just don't see Tua having a great day because the Bengals defensive line can get on him. You know, Trey Hendrickson's a freak, and it ain't gonna feel good when he hits you. But I think the same with Burrow though. Burrow's tied for the most sacks in the NFL so far with Carson Wentz at 15 after 3 weeks. Um, the Dolphins blitz more than any team in the NFL. Ugh, might be a rough day for my boy. Um, but at the same time, I think if the offensive line can just get it together for like the first 4 or 5 drives, and the Bengals can get a lead, they can coast a little bit more and maybe settle for some field goals instead of killing your offensive line going for these like just long drives, long grueling drives. But I think the only reason I didn't pick the Dolphins to win this is because of the Tua injury, and he already has some accuracy problems. I just wonder how much it will bother him in this game. If it bothers him none, I might tweet out, after the first quarter, I'm changing my score pick, But I want to go over some season stats through 3 weeks with y'all to compare each team's quarterback and wide receivers. Something new to do while Colby's not here to fill in the gaps. So far, Tua has 925 passing yards to Burrow's 812. Has a 71.3 completion percentage to Burrow's 64. Tua has only been sacked 5 times through 3 weeks to Burrow's 15 ish. Tua has 8 passing touchdowns. Now, 6 of those were in week 2. So in week 1 and week 3, he just had 2 total passing touchdowns. And Burrow had 6 passing touchdowns through the first 3 weeks. Tua has thrown 2 picks, and if I'm not mistaken, those were also in week 2. So he hasn't thrown any picks other than week 2. So you're feeling good about that. And Burrow has 4 picks, which were all in week 1, and has looked a lot better since then. So obviously, if you're a Bengals fan or a Burrow fan, you're feeling a lot better about that. And each team's number 1 wide receiver, Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins and Jamar Chase for the Bengals, 2 top 5 receivers. Pretty rare you get to see those kind of matchups, to be honest with you, on both sides. So far this year, Chase has 35 targets to Hill's 29. They each have 21 receptions. Hill has 317 yards, and I think about 190 of those came in week 2 against the Ravens. And Jamar Chase has 212. Had a really, really slow week last week. I think only had like 20 something yards. Just not I had like 6 or 7 receptions, but couldn't get anything done after the catch, and they each have 2 touchdowns. But I'm looking for big days out of both of these guys today because Tyreek Hill should cook Eli Apple all night long. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to work. And Jamar Chase hasn't really had a crazy freak day, like Stephon Diggs had in week 2, like 13 receptions for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's just a crazy week. We haven't seen that kind of crazy week from Jamar yet. And we have seen a crazy week from Tyreek Hill as well. But I think Jamar's just too good not to pop off today. He's not going 4 weeks without a crazy game. He's not doing it. Crazy predictions for the game. Joe Burrow throws for 4 touchdowns. But anyways, yeah, I think me and Colby both picking the Bengals in 3-point games. So no matter what in our standings, nobody's going to lose or gain a game on anyone. But looking forward to this matchup tonight. Hoping the Bengals offensive line can turn around, and looking to see if these reported injuries for Tua make a big difference, because he has been extremely good through the first 3 weeks. Yeah, looking forward to Thursday Night Football. There's going to be a video in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and an option to subscribe in the bottom right corner. You're going to have to hit that option to subscribe and go watch that recent video. And most importantly, comment down below and let me know what you guys think about these predictions, about these stats. Who you think is going to have more passing touchdowns at the end of the year? Who's going to have more receiving touchdowns between Hill and Chase? Start a conversation in the comments. All right. Thank y'all.